Yes, of course, there are actually secrets to great design. It doesn't happen by chance or by luck, You could be a brilliant entrepreneur or an amazing designer, but if your solution doesn't communicate in the marketplace, you ultimately be frustrated and I'm disappointed in the end. So great design is a product of great communication, period. Good design is a product of good communication, and bad design is also a product of bad communication. So I'm Utin Wisdom, and on today's episode of Design Spectrum, I'm going to be sharing with you tips both for clients or entrepreneurs and for designers to help improve the communication and ultimately help you or enable you produce even great work or better work, more awesome work in 2020. Tip number one is, this is for designers. I'm going to be sharing for designers first. So for designers, tip number one is present your concepts early and frequently. So from your sketch, start sending your sketch. If it's a logo you're working on, from the sketch, start sending the sketch. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. This is that. From your prototyping, start sending, even the wireframe, start sending to your client. Let them understand the workflow and of whatever it is you're doing. See, this will help you to understand the aesthetic appeal and preference of your clients, and sooner than later. Instead of working on a project for months and putting in so much energy, you find out your client doesn't even like your modern feel. Or maybe they don't like your minimalist concepts. They wanted something different. So presenting your work early and frequently help you to understand the aesthetic appeal and generally your clients actually want from a particular project. And number two is, you need to develop concrete presentation skills, right? So you need to be able to present your concepts in a way that your clients can empathize with it. So they approach it with a place of empathy, meaning understanding what you are saying. Sometimes visual communication does a lot, than even talking, because if you're working with a client who is very far, you need to be able to present your concepts in ways, pictorially, in ways that they would actually understand. And number three is you have to make your clients set defined goals. You need to make them set defined goals even before you start the project. So for example, they want to make a new logo. You ask them, why are they making a new logo? You have an old one, why? It's probably maybe they look outdated or old. They just want to rebrand and look more modern. So you have to create a logo that looks modern. You can't go and start creating retro logo for them because that's not even their goal. They didn't just want to create a new logo. They wanted to look, to look more modern. It could be probably they want to look more sophisticated. So you can't go and bring a childish kind of or friendly design for them. That would ultimately beat the purpose of why they hired you, and that's not going to be great work. Do you understand? So always allow them or make sure they set defined goals before starting your project. And the fourth, and actually the last point is, always keep learning. You could be better. You're only as good as your previous work. So your next work, you could be better. Keep improving yourself. And when clients challenge you or challenge what you've done, don't see it as an ego battle or place to battle out your ego. See it as a place to learn. And if they bring out something that you haven't done before or something outside of your skill set, you could learn it or outsource. You could learn it. And if you do something that isn't so great, the next work that will require such skill will be actually better. Right? So keep learning. Learn, improve yourself. So over now to the client. Yes. Clients. Most clients think that, if you're a client, most of the time you just feel, once you've filled out a brief, your work is done. No. Awesome or great work comes from a place of synchrony between a good designer and a client that understands the problem they have. So you have to be able to sync with your designer. You have to be able to communicate effectively with them. Great design equals great communication, period. You can't have it any other way. Bad design equals bad communication. Same thing. So if a design is bad, a client has a fault. You have fault in it as well. Except, of course, you hired a shitty designer or somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. But of course, that's not the case, So yes. So number one point for clients is ask questions. Always ask questions. it helps you understand the designer and helps them understand you. You get? So they used blue. Okay, why did you use blue? Okay, they used wings. Why did you use wings for the logo? They use a dot. Ask them questions. Let them explain what it is they've done and why they decide to do it. You are the client. You know your customers well enough. A designer doesn't know your clients, doesn't know them, doesn't know your customers. Best he knows is how they would interact with each design element he does. That's what he knows. He knows how they are going to react to it. So that's why he chooses what he chose. So you have to ask him questions so that you guys could communicate effectively and produce awesome work. Secondly, know the limits of your design. Limit your design expectation to your design goals. Don't set some goals and be expecting things outside of the goals you've set. You understand? Whatever it is you want to achieve, make sure your design expectation is around those set goals. For example, you want your brand to be more appealing to children, right? You can't expect him to use harsh colors or rigid fonts, So limit your expectation to your goals. You want to look more sophisticated. You can't expect him to use retro style of designs, right? Or, something that doesn't work with the goal you had in mind. Okay, and finally, make time for design. It is both your responsibility and that of your designer to make your design great or awesome. It is not solely his responsibility or solely yours. It is both your responsibilities. You see, you have to see your designer as a new, experienced member of your team. So they don't know your goals, your company. This is the first time they're interacting with your brand. They don't know a lot about your business. You are the one that knows about your business. So whatever it is you want to share with them, designers don't need a lot of your time, but the time you're going to spend with them, make sure it is valuable. Share as much as you have in your mind with your designer. Let them understand you, let them know you. Great design is a product of great communication, period. Bad design is also a product of bad communication. Okay, so if you find today's episode interesting, please like and subscribe. And you can drop a comment if there's anything you have to contribute or say. So to the next episode, love you.